Hi guys, we're gonna do the never-ending pick-a pile. I'm gonna do all three piles. So we're gonna start off with crystals, and then we'll go right into cards. I'm gonna spin these so it's a little noisy. You can fast forward if you'd like, and then I'm gonna put them over here and read them. Okay? I hope all your holidays are going well. One. Well, I see a lot of distracting energy. That could be, keeping busy, but you're leading with heart with it, You're listening to your intuition. You're staying very rooted in a decision that you have made with a boundary, I want to say, okay? Sorry if my hands were there. Sorry. But you're leading with love here. You have two things that are grounded. I'll repeat that. You're very protective. You're very scattered in energy, looking or searching for something. Let's look at two. Two, there's a hesitation, little distraction. Very, very creative you're being. There's something that you or something in your past or something that's affecting you. It's set in stone. It's done. Let it go. Energy. Well, three, you've been keeping very, very, very busy. A lot of busy energy for you. You got a lot done. Quickly too. There's a quick movement in energy there. There was almost an energy of an elephant in a room type of thing. I don't know where that's coming in, but it will. But we'll look. All right. So this is for pile one. We're getting an energy with crystals here, just to see. Let me adjust my glasses. Excuse me. Okay. Here we go. Pile one. Well, Chrysola, let's start fresh. Start fresh. I like that with you. I think you're thinking about moving forward in a relationship, or going back to something and recognizing that something needs to change in order for a fresh start, okay? Let's see, two. Two's energy. It's got me concentrating on what was set for you. So I'm going to ask what was set in energy. Pile two, yeah. Well, rose quartz. Something of the heart matter. Something, that was removed for you. It was removed. It's hard to explain. It says open up your heart, and that's what I'm saying. Something was removed, so then a new open heart can be there, I guess, because if it was there and it was negative, it couldn't open or make space for. Pile one. Why so strict in order? I mean, pile three. Why so strict in order? Well, citrine, you could be dealing with an earth or grounding matter because you have that in free scattered things. And then there's a reflective energy of each one of them. So it says bring it to light. So, reflective of each one of them. On the bottom of it, we got moonstone, and it says live your purpose. I'm going to leave that for the collective, the bottom one, okay? Let's look if there's any blocks that we should be aware of for our greatest good, okay? So this is for pile one. Pile one, any blocks for the greatest good that they should be aware of at this time. Any blocks? Any blocks with the collective? Any blocks with the collective? Something hanging on, and that was understanding. Just curious. And the High Priestess of Earth, which I felt Earth energy, especially in pile 3 with the citrine there. And the way the crystals are scattered at 6, 3, and 12. So which would, you know, tell me that, oh, you know, you were trying to do something. You have a risk. This is the outside energy with the moonstone, a risk of some sort. You know, did you take a risk? Did you go with the flow energy? That's for all 3 piles. And we got invincible, something that you were trying to reach for that you weren't quite sure of. This is for the collective, and then we'll get into all piles with the blocks. One more for the collective, please. You got a 31, so something you're expanding with. And then you got a 16, something you're looking at before you jump. Taking top card only. And you know, something that you shouldn't do. You know, there was deceit in some kind of movement, but it was a quick difference and a different spark in you. You know, so you stood your ground to something, and then you got the High Priestess of Fire. So something that you stood your ground with, kept trying to do something. This is for, you know, and now you're thinking about it. This is the outside energy. I'm going to put the blocks away for that, and we're going to look at each pile for blocks. Maybe since we've got a breakdown of what that was, we can look at each pile. 1 for blocks, 1 for blocks, greatest knowledge, greatest good. Something that you're beginning, you got 2 beginnings here, 1, you know, you got 2 fresh starts. So something that you're doing, I mean, it's even 1 on the card, if you can see that. Sorry about the glare. But it's 1 on the, so it's a fledgling, it's the beginning of an energy. So it's something that you're going to learn, that you're really going to be grateful that you did, or you're learning something that you really are having a reaction with. You know, but you got passion with it. So, and you're really using your hands, I want to say. Something with your hands. This is for 2. 2, we got the deceit card and something to do about matters of the heart. And I had asked why this porcelain energy was at 4 o'clock. So if it was a block and it's a number 11, I want to say you looked at a different perspective and it's over. This is for citrine. What's going on with pile 3 for the greatest good? And there's the understanding. So this is what came out in the collective. So there's an order for you. And I even asked 3 if there was an order to such busyness that you're going through. You know, I asked that. And then here comes Forbidden and Invincible. Something that's not there. So it doesn't have a difference. It could be love energy. I had lust. I knew it was something to do with lust, love. Is there, you know, something coming to you? Let's get a smaller breakdown. Okay. Let's look at collective here. We got nurture, protective, we got spirit guides, assistance, and we got guarded, vulnerable. So this compassion, this love, this sincereness, this feelings, wanting to take care of you. So something nice, you know, but you're questioning the outside energy. Is it love? Is it lust? You are wondering who's to. If there's a deceit in this aspect. Let's see what the bottom card is for here. Watching. That's what I got, that watching from the deceit card. So here, see? There's somebody watching you, or you feel they're guarded, right? You're nurturing this relationship, if it's a relationship. 3, you would have an understanding. 2, you're really thinking about it. Is it an old aspect of a relationship? And then 1, you're new, so you've got spirit guides, assistants, your divine guidance. You see, you're very using, I said, as we said, using your intuition. Let's see for all the piles, alright? Because I really feel that's a collective energy, the watching, the guarding, the protectiveness. There's a lot of ups and downs in energy. Let's see what 1 is, please. Can I have 1 for 1? Okay, one night stand. Many options, decisions, unconventional, a string along, key on a ring. So is there something that you're going to maybe learn that you knew, or will find out that it's inside of you? It's inside of you. And you want more. I don't know what that is, but I would say you want more higher self. That's where I felt come in. You want more with your higher self. So there's an activation within you in this beginning energy and a new start. You want something, the higher self, the awakening, the time shift. I guess it's now, the way that flew out. Let's look at 2. This is 2. Alright. 2, you got three cards. Temptation, a reflection, and remember, deceit's here. Temptation and trust. So a trust in yourself, that's why I said opening up your heart, So 2's got that. You got a temptation around you. There's shadow work, soul searching, deep introspection, evolution, the hermit energy, a void period. And then you got divine time, greater forces at play, release, control. All is working out for the highest good. Even in the blocks, too, with the deceit, just try to have patience. You are looking at a different reflection. You are opening your heart. Main goal would be trust. Let's see. This is for 343, something that's stable, and you're watching, and you feel grounded. You have a lot of energy, but also saying you're tired. I don't know where that's coming in, but it is. Feminine energy, yin. Okay, intuitive, nurturing, creative, wounded, insecure, and victim. That's what I said. It's also both feeling both, almost of acceptance here. Acceptance. Let's get 1 more on that, please. Feminine energy. Can I have 1 more? Well, summer, and I look at that as a timing card too. You're looking forward to that. You might be one that likes the water. You have activities, you have goals. I said that in the crystals. Progress, life force, energy, new pet maybe, in terms. Somebody, maybe you're having an issue, or you're getting a pet, or there's going to be a change with your pet, but it's going to be a good thing. And then you got Venus. You're going to have an offer. So maybe in the summer, you're going to be happy with the offer for 3. On the bottom of the deck is a union. On the bottom of the deck for 2 is use your intuition. And the bottom of the deck for 1, backing it up with Mars. For 1, there's a control there with the deceit thing. The union. Illusions for 1 and 3. There's a guarded you know, within your own happiness. So don't let fear get in the way, fear factor thing, you know, because then that would be an illusion. Now let's break it down some. We're gonna get another energy with the crystal deck. For one, please, for never ending pick a pile. Okay, you got two of them. Well, you got a hard one to say, but I'm going to give it a shot. Atlantisite. Open my heart to healing and connection. It's also known as a serpentine, foster emotional healing and connection. It aligns with the heart chakra, promoting love, forgiveness, and emotional well-being. The crystal supports inner peace and self-compassion. This is for one. You also got Blue Adventure, which is communication and clarity that you may have had. It enhances communication and clarity. It aligns with the throat chakra, promoting self-expression, truth, and reducing stress. This stone encourages mental clarity and clear communication. I communicate clarity, and I am authentic. I can't say it, so I'm sorry. You can read it if you'd like. Sorry about that. Authenticity. It wouldn't let me say it. So, you know, something in communication. Is it something that you're holding back? Something that you're learning, and that's why you're quiet. You know, you're learning something, one, and that's why you're quiet. One. One more for one. Okay. Dumaterite. Mental clarity, patience. I am clear-minded and patient in all situations. So even in the learning, in the beginning of an energy, it's telling you to be patient. So definitely for one. Let's get some for two. Two, please, for never ending pick a pile. I'm not taking all that, but I will take three. Well, you might have some good luck coming to you. Trust the process. You know, you got some healing here. There's a transformation in healing. There's clear emotion with baggage you might have been dealing with. Foster positive changes, you know, and align with your heart chakra. This stone supports emotional growth and balance. I embrace transformation and healing. So, you know, you could say that. But also that's a very good luck. Something that you know. And this is a beautiful calcite. Calcite. Orange calcite boosts creativity and joy. It aligns with the sacral chakra, enhancing motivation and self-expression. This stone encourages a sense of happiness and vitality. I embrace creativeness and joy. So that's a good one. And then you got Tiger's Eye. Could be dealing with a Leo. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Gemini. Tiger's Eye boosts confidence and offers protection. It enhances willpower, courage, and self-assurance. This crystal also guards against negative energy and promotes balance. I am confident and protected. So that's a good energy to look at too. Let's go for three. This for three. Moonstone. Okay, so Moonstone enhances intuition and emotional balance. It soothes emotional stress, supports fertility, and promotes new beginnings. This crystal is deeply connected to the lunar cycles. This is something you might have completed. And you have Angel Night. Okay, it's a connection. It promotes compassion, peace, and deeper spiritual insights. This crystal soothes anxiety and enhances communication with higher realms. I am guided by my angelic wisdom. I want to see what the underlining energy is for the collective, and that would be the underlining. I love and heal myself. Love and healing. So, you know, that's a nice energy to have. Underneath that was pyrite. abundance, confidence, communication, and confidence, for the collective. Which, you might, people might be putting up healthy boundaries. They might be getting their point across, watching before they speak or watching before their actions. Rodeo night is a stone, love, and emotional healing. It balances the heart chakra, fostering forgiveness, compassion, and self-love. We got this. The crystal aids in resolving conflicts and promoting harmony. I am filled with love and compassion. So that's been shown in the energy in the here and now. It's December 26th. There's a lot of compassion on the board. Iolite. We'll end it there. Iolite is intuition, inner journey. Iolite enhances intuition and supports inner journeys. It deepens meditation, fosters self-discovery, and aligns with the third eye chakra. This crystal encourages personal growth and insight. I trust my intuition and I embark on my inner journey. So those are all nice energies to have. Let's get a smaller aspect. For one, please, for the never-ending pick-a-pile. You got 2 cards here, and on the bottom of the deck, you have a halt in communication, something you feel you're left out of in communication. And you're waiting on something. There's also a decision of 2 paths. There's some sort of planning that you're doing, but you have teamwork with it. You have learning, you have creation, you have determination, you have goals. So I like those cards for you. Let's see what 2 is up to. 2. Well, there's a push-pull feeling and a decision, your heart's opening. You feel, is there a push-pull in whether you feel protected, because you need to know you are. I'm giving you 2 more with that. It's something that you were leaving out, It was a problem or a duty or bound. You were resigned to fate, collapse, breakdown, physical exhaustion. So maybe, too, you're exhausted. There was a little despair there, abandonment feelings, remorse, trauma, heartbreak, disappointment, regret. And you know what? I'm going to close that out with that Chariot, and I'm going to take this card. Because I knew it. Why I'm saying that is because you got some clarity with this. That's what this is. So maybe you wanted to know what that porcelain energy was, dealing with the heart chakra. So you were hurt with something. There was a movement that really made you halt, made you find clarity before you move forward. I feel that you knew you were protected as well. Let's go to 3, please. Never any pick a pile. Something that you planned or you planted, you worked hard with, really was beneficial to you. You were patient with it too. The little things got to you, but you were patient with it all in all. For 3. See, this wanted to spit out twice. Something you're waiting on, 7 of coins. You had a lot of options. You planted a lot of things and you had a lot of ideas. Crown thought. Yeah. And you kind of felt like you wish there was more passion around it. Like nobody responded to your idea in your beginning that you planted. This is what you feel, but that's not true. You're being defensive, and you should really let go of that feeling. Yeah, because, you feel like somebody walked away before you could complete something. Yeah, Knight of Swords. There was no movement in something. You lost your passion in something. And you kept going through it anyway. So that takes strength. If the people around you, especially. 3, please. I knew 3 was going to be dynamic. You always are. Take 2 cards. You found clarity. You lowered your defense. You realized something you were impatient with. And you pulled back. There was an unknown there, in yourself. overanalyzing. You know, it was a strong run for you. But you looked at it, you know, and you felt this wasn't yourself, and you started again. So something you're trying with, something you're trying with. Don't give up, because you're going to succeed in the end. 2. What's the Queen of Swords here for? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords for pile 2. Queen of Swords for pile 2. Well, you got the Nine of Pentacles upside down, so you got no movement and clarity. So you're working on something. So as soon as you get some knowledge, you'll feel better and you know how to go forward. That's what I'm getting for you too. You know, there's something that you're watching from a distance. You don't quite know how to move with it, or a situation, or it could be a relationship. You feel something's off, but don't worry, you're going to have clarity. There's something, one that, you know, your apprenticeship with, you're very determined. You know, this is for pile 1. You're building on something. You're building a successful start with something. You know, but you're cautious because you think there's backstabbing. You know, so you pull back, right? But you have the Empress energy, so you went forward anyway. You used your judgment, and you gained and you grown from it. You know, now you're thinking about it, a lot has been revealed in a movement that you did, and you're all very proud of that movement. Very well done. Alright, guys, I'm going to end this here because I really like the energy that the board has. You know, as far as the spying and the looking, you know, maybe you have people from afar that are looking at you like, wow, you know, you have your energy. You know, there's a little bit of confidence showing in you. So enjoy it, whoever you are. Okay? 2707. It's a very long reading. Good night, guys.